You could have heard this episode 40 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. For joining us for as low as $1 a month, you'll see episodes early and get access to our Discord server. All our upcoming episodes will be up on our Patreon 40 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. But if you're hearing this through our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones patrons, including Becca and Tien, Georgia Mikowski, James Boss, Holiday Kirk, Tyler, Marcy Anime, Chance Holdup, Delaney Mothman, Josiah Duncan, Jenna, Matt Cameron, Grant in the Back of My Dracula, Pablo Escobar's Hippos, Jackson Chris, Jeremy Bowl, Alex Krichmanoff, JP, Matthew Taylor, Breen Hare, Drew Wharton, I Like Books, Sarah Moore, Griff Ballard, Max Kipazinski, Mark Barry, Cal 50, Piss Admiral Dillo Captain and Tennille, Chris Wade, Midwest Maxwell, Kevin John, Jake Wald, Eraser Eye Baby, Keep Autism Weird, Rob Marino, Max, Dylan, Zach, Gavin Forendi Freak, and Maze Farms. To become a real one, consider supporting us for $5 a month on Patreon or receive a bonus episode every month and get a shout out at the top of the pod. Anyways, though, enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Indieheads podcast. I'm your host, Matty, a.k.a. at Marvarian Prince on Twitter, a.k.a. Marty. On this episode, I'm joined by Rose, I'm joined by Britt, and we are joined by two special guests, one of which you already know. Of course, Jenna, welcome back to the pod.
Hello.
And our other special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I am Ben Smith. I am one of the co-hosts of the EuroWhat podcast, a Eurovision podcast based in America.
There we go. And of course, so why are we having a Eurovision expert on this episode? Well, it's time to go back. It's been over a year since our last episode on Eurovision. Of course, Jenna introduced us to some of the contestants of last year's contest, and here we are 1 year later, returning to the well to once again discuss these freaking Europeans and their weird ass songs.
It's not just Europeans this time.
Yeah, but hey. There are also Australians and Israelis in this playlist.
Yo!
I have thoughts on the fact that Australia's here. I was saving it for the Australia song, thank you very much. But Australia shouldn't be a competitor. I know why they're there on a technicality and stuff, but no.
I'm sensing hater talk here.
I will hate on a lot of things. I think last year on the last Eurovision podcast, I just flat out said I hate the French.
As one does.
And
as
one
does.
I think everybody said, or Matty said something along the lines of me alienating every French listener we have, all two of them probably.
Well, we're about to alienate a whole lot of Europeans with this episode.
Yep.
Let's just jump into it. So Jenna, give us a quick overview, which I should say. By the way, I'm battling a cold right now, everybody. So my brain's fucked up from Dayquil, and also my throat is fucked up because of the cold. So if I sound weird, that's the reason why. And if you're gonna make fun of me, well, if you want to make fun of me, if you have any comments, go to my Twitter account. It's the Dare, just all lowercase, all one word, and then send your complaints to that account because that is me.
It's coming up. It's coming up. It's the Dare. Wow. That's a really long name, Matty. That's a
very
really
loud,
long
incorrect buzzer noise.
But Jenna, give us a quick overview of this year's Eurovision contest.
All right. Well, first, just a basic recap of what Eurovision is for those of you who might not have heard last year's episode or just might not be aware of Eurovision in general. So every member state of the European Broadcasting Union, gets, well, not every member state, but most of them, they get to send an original song. And then everybody, votes on their favorites, and the winner typically gets to host the contest the next year. It has been hosted almost every year since 1956, with the exception of 2020 for obvious reasons. And the current format is there is, two semifinals to determine who qualifies for the grand final, but some countries automatically qualify because they give the contest a lot of money. And the scoring is 50% professional juries and 50% audience televotes. Those are all the notes I have in my general overview section. do we want to move on to the first song?
I have a few. I wanted to real before we got into it. I wanted to do like a couple things that are observations on the show itself from this particular year before we ended up going into the songs that actually made the cut. So this particular, I made quick notes on this. So for starters, the show was hosted mainly by Hannah Waddingham and a couple of other women who I don't remember, but Hannah Waddingham you may know as the lady from Ted Lasso. And she had excellent dresses. God, her tits look so good. And then she would just randomly start speaking French, and then all of the other hosts, including Graham Norton, would look at her and be like, what? When did you learn to do that? She's a classy woman. Let her live.
I mean, like, there's like one of the Eurovision hosts always has to fall on the sword of learning the French because the French refuse to just we have to do things in English and French because it's the EBU.
Yes, it's the lingua franca for a reason. So a couple other things I noted here. So a couple songs that I liked that just missed the cut. I really liked Portugal's performance. I liked Czechya's.
So did I. That was on the playlist for a while, but in the end, I cut it in favor of subjecting you all to some worse stuff.
That's valid. But, it was still a very nice performance, and I had fun watching it. I wanted to point out that Moldova just casually brought out a dancing dwarf and also played the flute. You're just in the middle of doing your thing.
As one does.
Out comes a dancing dwarf.
As one does.
Rose, this is relevant to your interests here since we were just talking about it before we started recording. So before the UK submission was announced, there was buzz saying that maybe they were going to submit Rina Sawayama as their person. And then they didn't. They submitted some random girl named Mae Muller, who I'd never heard of, and she submitted a song literally called I Wrote a Song. And that whole thing smacked of nepotism. So I went on good old Wikipedia, and I went looking to see which relative has the blue link, and I was not disappointed, because do you know who Mae Muller, her aunt is?
Surprisingly, this is something that I had not looked up previously.
I had a completely different Mae Muller fun fact ready to go.
Yeah. So her relative is Sophie Muller, who, if you click her name on Wikipedia, she did music videos for Don't Speak by No Doubt. She's worked with Sade, Annie Lennox, Gwen Stefani, Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Garbage, and she also, if you scroll down further to her Wikipedia page, one of the things that she directed the music video for was a little song called Mr. Brightside.
Oh my god.
Shit.
It comes full circle.
When you said she did, some horrible perverted part of my brain was like, I thought you were going to finish with war crimes, for some reason.
No, I wish it was war crimes, although fun fact, the young Sheldon actor's grandfather was in the State Department during the Bush administration, and he does have a Wikipedia page.
Oh, that rocks.
It doesn't explicitly say that he's a war criminal, but I think you can do math.
Speaking of, is anybody on Old Sheldon? That's what I call the Big Bang Theory. Is anyone on Old Sheldon tied to war crimes?
Okay, listen, we haven't even gotten to the first song yet, and we're already three tangents.
We gotta get off these. We gotta get off the bits. We got 11 songs.
I need to make sure Old Sheldon is clean entertainment for the family.
I have 3 more notes. Okay, Switzerland submitted a song called Water Gun, and the song was basically just like, I don't want to be a soldier. And I'm sitting here like, Switzerland has mandatory conscription. Guns are literally in every home. Switzerland is neutral in literally everything, and you have not seen a battle in fuck all how long. And if you were to ever see any action ever, you'd be going to the Vatican. I also learned that Ireland at one point submitted a puppet.
Dustin the Turkey.
2008, Dustin the Turkey, we all hate him.
I texted Jenna on Discord, and I'm like, why is there a turkey puppet? What is this?
Yeah.
Also, as long as we're listing grievances with the Swiss entry, the song is titled Water Gun, and it's it's always water guns in the song. So just as a pedant, I'm just mad.
That irks me too so much.
And Edgar Serduchka came back, and I was very excited. I love Edgar.
Yeah, there were a lot of songs this year, with the general theme of very young men and sometimes literal children who seem to have decided that they want to shoulder the entire weight of all the problems in the world on their shoulders. Greece's entry as well, I'm thinking of. Yeah, just a lot of boys with emotions.
It was a very boring show for the most part, honestly. I was not entertained by most of the songs. It was a weak Eurovision. No one gave a wolf a banana.
Anyway.
We can't all give wolves bananas, okay?
I know.
There's a limited banana supply on this earth, and if another infectious plague hits the bananas, then we're fucked, okay? Like,
can we get to the first song now, please?
Yes,
we gotta get into it.
I'm done. My notes are done.
All right, Britt, Rose, again, 5 minutes in the penalty box. Jenna, what is our first song?
Okay, first up, representing Austria, we have TEYA and SALENA with the song "Who the Hell is Edgar?" For those listening, we are watching the videos of the performances, but
visual bits on an audio podcast.
I mean, it's Eurovision.
Exactly.
It's Eurovision. You know you're in for. But again, I've not watched any of the videos. I've only listened to the songs themselves.
Oh God!
Wait, I was wondering who Edgar was supposed to fucking be.
Yeah,
of course, it's Edgar Allan Poe.
The sort of the lyrical gist of this song is streaming services don't pay artists enough money, so they have gotten possessed by the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe, and that's what's going to make them megastars. Question mark.
What?
Yeah,
that just sounds like an A24
nature of like being
movie.
A woman in music is like having people talk over you all the time. So it's not me, it's Edgar.
This interpretive dance that they've got going on here is very disturbing.
I kind of love it. This song unironically bangs.
I mean, I will say the official music video for this song is great, and my big question going into the contest was like, okay, the music video is so perfectly situated for the song, how are they going to stage this?
And they just are using like TikTok filters on the backup dancers by multiplying them. That's one way.
Well, you are only allowed 6 people on stage.
Yes, that is one of the big rules of Eurovision. All songs have to be shorter than 3 minutes. Currently, all lead vocals have to be sung live, and all instrumentation has to be pre-recorded. Backing vocals can be either live or pre-recorded. But, so currently there's the 2 singers on stage, and then 4 backup dancers in person, and then, several hundred backup dancers on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just in, loops. It's pretty cool. I don't understand this part.
So, 0.003 cents, I think, is how much Spotify pays an artist per stream.
Oh!
Yes.
But, I had to look that up in order to get the reference. So,
which I think is fair. It's the sort of pop song with a message, but not making it so obvious that you look into it okay.
It is covering the vegetables at the heart of the song with a delicious layer of cheese.
Exactly.
Yeah, this song bangs. I think it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
really
a
like
good
it.
Euro trash pop.
It's probably the best. One of the better ones on this playlist. Although the thing is that Britt kind of mentioned. Oh God!
The moving Edgar Allan Poe head, they were doing what's jib? They were doing a jib jab with Edgar Allan Poe's head.
But it's made of all of the women dancers.
Just like Busby Berkeley-esque jib jab.
Jib jab.
Yeah,
I guess I just gotta say TEYA and SALENA. These are 2 girls that I would probably go on hinge dates with in the city of Los Angeles, California, when I was single. That is my comment on them. The song itself is fine. It is now that I know what it's about. It's about Spotify streams, and also it's about Edgar Allan Poe. it's some weird ass European shit. I can
but
rock
who
with
the
it.
hell is Edgar anyway? Like,
Yeah, some miscellaneous notes about this song. Like Ben was talking about earlier with his, very minor quibble about Switzerland's entry where the song title is Water Gun, but it only ever says water guns in the lyrics. On the visuals on stage, when the 0.003 shows up, it is inside of a circle, but it is like just off center. Enough for it to be noticeable and very annoying to me. And also, I don't believe that TEYA and SALENA were like a duo act prior to this song being chosen for Eurovision. They had like previously both competed on the Austrian version of The Voice or X Factor or something. And
they had both been part of the. I can fill in on this if you'd like.
Oh, yes, please do.
They have both been involved in Austria's selection process before, and it sounds like they met up at like a songwriting camp that Austria had the summer before this Eurovision to just kind of work some stuff out.
Same kind of situation where Subwoofer met previously.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really similar to Subwoofer in that like they were paired up and they wrote a goofy song, and here we are now.
Here we are. For those of us who haven't already been spoiled on the results, how do we think this song did in the contest?
Decent.
There were 37 countries overall, if that gives you a numerical value to estimate based off of.
13th.
Anybody else?
17th.
Rose takes it. It finished in... Actually, no, wait. You were both exactly 2 places off. It was in 15th place.
Ah, okay. Well, it's a bit... Okay, I'll accept a tie. I'll accept a draw with Rose on that front. Still, same ballpark.
Nothing.
Okay, that's
I refuse to concede.
All right.
Okay.
Any more thoughts on this one, or should we move on?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Oh God, these fucking guys.
So up next, representing Malta, we have a band called the Busker with their song "Dance" (Our Own Party).
Malta.
I will say, yeah, these guys, I feel like a problem that we've kind of had this year is that a lot of people, there's a number of bands here that really, really fucking want to be Måneskin. They really want to be Måneskin. This is kind of not exactly that, but in the same
I like
kind
whatever
of
aesthetic they've got going on. I like the weird cardboard cutout, but also I'm just like...
I believe those are previous Maltese entries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got Destiny there. We've got, these are all previous Maltese entries. And also just creative working around the 6 people on stage rule.
I just like their visual.
Sweaterland?
Yeah, I mean this song in the chorus it literally says I feel better in my sweater.
I know.
These guys are just, they're cool, trendy indie soft boys.
I like this.
When I first heard the song, I was
it.
like, question mark on this. Let me wait and see like what the final performance looks like and how this ends up playing, on stage in Liverpool. Once I saw how the final performance turned out, I was like, yeah, this is not my thing. Currently they're sitting in a car. One of them is holding a pretend steering wheel. Oh, now they've gone back to the couch where they were before.
Laser Cats. Wow. They're going for the SNL deep cuts, huh?
I was gonna say, yeah, Laser Cats is again, of course, Bill Hader Fever is an all-time high. Laser Cats, great series
it's on
of sketches.
The drum too.
Yeah, they're going for like a circa 2012 aesthetic, I think.
And I like that. This is my flavor of trashy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting to know. But
he's now wearing a sparkly sweater.
Yes.
Sequin sweater. That's so choice.
How did he put that on so quickly? Was he wearing a sweat? Was he wearing it under the other sweater? I guess.
Think so.
Must have been, yeah.
Oh, so
they're
again,
all
I guess all of them will. All.
This like lightly reminds me of like that fucking like 24 karat magic for some reason. I think it's just the groove, like.
Yep,
Yeah, it's definitely very.
I get that.
Yeah, very, very, very Bruno Mars. Of course, they're trying to have their own, European saxophone guy, because that was the thing.
Oh,
Sexy
it's a
sax
Italian
man.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
clearly-
sax guy.
Clearly trying to jack Moldova's swag from all those years ago.
Well, everyone wants to be Moldova. I mean, just listen to that name, Moldova. That's so good. How could you not want to be Moldova?
Soon they'll be calling me the Moldovan Prince instead of the Monrovian Prince.
I got an email from a Moldovan prince saying he offered me a lot of money.
Well, there we go. Dance Our Own Party by the Busker. Okay, this wasn't the band that I thought. Okay, there's a band coming up that I do not trust very well at all.
Yeah, I'm like the everybody wanted to be Måneskin. Like the Busker is not attempting to be Måneskin at all.
No, but I think I think we get there with our number 8 entry. That band is Jesus Christ. All right, this song though, it is very much. It's very funny that we just did an episode on K-pop, because one of the issues that I have with a lot of K-pop is that it feels like it's just a couple of years outside the zeitgeist usually. Not always, but there's a decent amount of K-pop out there where like you listen to, you're like this is a song that came out in 2021 or 2022, and it sounds like it was recorded in the year 2014 or 2013. And I feel like this song has that similar issue where it's like this song feels like it should have come out in 2016. Like, do the Europeans still love Mark Ronson, Uptown Funk, 24 Karat Magic era Bruno Mars? They're rock. They're at that point now. If they were rocking with when Bruno Mars was just ripping off the Police, I would love that. That'd be awesome. But this is, again, not offensive in the slightest. Do I like it? No, but I'm not offended, and I'm not mad at all about this. It's fine. And just to preempt you, Jenna, I'm gonna say this placed pretty low. I think this is a fun performance, but I feel like the song, I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna keep saying 17th until I'm right. I'm just gonna keep saying 17th until I'm right.
I'm gonna say 8th.
Well, I think Matty is closer here, because in the first semifinal, this finished dead last.
This did not make the final.
man.
Eurovision does not really get anything sort of funky. Europeans love it in their cheese. They do not love it in their Eurovision.
To embrace the true fun.
Yeah, I looked into Malta's history at Eurovision. So they first competed in 1971, but their first 2 entries both finished in last place, and they evidently were so embarrassed that they left and didn't come back for like 2 decades.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then their selection process this year was a mess.
A Maltese goodbye.
I was going to say, Jenna, Moldova gives worst pop song ever, asked to leave Eurovision Song Contest.
It's
Jenna,
Malta.
last year, did you play Latvia's entry?
Remind me what that was?
Eat Your Salad?
Yes.
Oh my god, yes!
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
Yes.
Again,
Jesus.
Again, Europeans do not understand funk. Like, I loved that song. It was just heartbroken that did not qualify for Latvia last year. But
yeah, let me I'll pull up last year's playlist really quick so we can kind of see what Jenna selected for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
Eat Your Salad. Get that wolf a banana.
Yeah, there were a lot more songs that I chose for the playlist last year that I chose just because like I genuinely enjoyed them. Like I picked the French entry because I genuinely liked that one. I picked the Serbian entry because I genuinely liked that one. This year I decided to dial in a little bit more to the bottom end of the spectrum.
Yeah, let's say to the bad stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I mean.
more fun.
Yeah, I was saying this to the rest of you before we started recording, but like one of my philosophies of Eurovision is that like every year there should be at least like a good handful of entries where you can show them to a friend who doesn't watch Eurovision and be like, an entire nation decided collectively that this is the song that they wanted to represent them on the continental stage. Can you fucking believe that? And I think there are several songs in this playlist that fall into that category.
Yes. Well then, let's move on. To our next song. Jenna, what is our next song, and what country does it come from?
Okay. Up next, representing Serbia, we have Luke Black with the song Samo mi se spava, which means I just want to sleep.
Me too.
Damn, I feel you, King. I feel you, King.
Me.
He's just like me for real.
Mm-hmm.
On the single art for this song, he is holding a lobster telephone to his ear. Very, very surrealist. As one does. Also, I didn't realize this until after the contest, but, like, how old would you say this guy is?
Let me look. He looks...
He's 40.
I'm going to say 20.
40.
He is 31.
Let's go!
The fuck?
Drop
Jesus.
the skin care routine, buddy.
I was going to say, he looks like a contestant. Again, I've been watching, because now that it's on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, I've been trying to dive into MILF Manor. And he looks like one of the contestants
Christ,
on MILF
Matty.
Manor.
That is...
Rose, MILF Manor is a fucking nightmare. Let me tell you, everybody.
Why would you watch that? Why would you willingly subject yourself to that?
I was curious. I was curious what the whole deal was.
Good.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty even for trashy reality television. It's
like somehow
pretty bad.
So somehow it is worse than the 30 Rock joke that like people keep referencing in reference to it.
Yes.
It's just, oh my god.
But
I do love they're getting to MILF Manor instead of talking about the song because the song's kind of boring.
Yeah, this is really there's nothing going on here.
Visuals wise, this Timothy Chalamet lookalike has emerged from like a giant glowing flower, and he's surrounded by sort of like robotic video game enemies.
He's about to have a boss fight. We love it.
Yeah, he really is.
But before the boss fight, he's doing a dance routine with them because, of course.
Wait a minute. This is a Metal Gear Solid set. What the hell is going on?
So, while listening to this again, I was thinking about it, and I had Googled this person before, and I found an interview where he listed all of his influences, and one of them was Sophie.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's sure not coming through, let me tell you that.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some Sophie here. But as I listened to it, I decided that, this is not my thing.
Out there.
I'm gonna hand in my, I'm not gay enough for this.
Yeah,
I'm
Britt,
bisexual. Doesn't
too
work.
gay for this.
You messaged me a while ago, like with a lot of question marks. Wait, is Luke Black trans? As far as I can tell, no. But he is openly queer, and he does say trans rights. He's a very good follow on Twitter for what it's worth.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
that's good.
I think that when I was watching it, I think during the semifinals, it cut to a person holding up a trans flag, and I was like,
Enemy defeated.
I'm like, that's not a European country yet. Unless you really want to go for Transylvania.
Womp,
Please, leper. Womp womp. But yeah, no, I decided this is just not my thing. It's fine.
There's some I liked there's some good parts to it, but yeah, overall it's like it's like Sophie influence. I don't see it. I don't see it, buddy.
It's so middle of the road that like you have to like yell at them to get off the yellow lines there, like because you're really getting in the way of traffic, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I don't know. I quite enjoyed this song.
Yeah, like it has like a fun kind of industrial chug to it, which I feel like you don't get a lot of it at Eurovision.
I do like
I agree.
that. I do. That is definitely the best part of the song is the little industrial notes it's got in there.
I don't know. I've heard so much like pop music that is quote unquote influenced by industrial. I'm just like, yeah, I'm over this now. I'm thoroughly over this.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Now, where did this place? It's really hard to predict. Again, I now that I know, okay, they don't like funk. They think stuff like "Who the Hell's Edgar" is kind of middle of the pack. I'm gonna say
20th.
I'm gonna say ninth. I'm gonna say ninth place.
Rose wins this one. It came 24th.
Wow, damn, I was way off. I feel like, again, this is what we learned last year, is that there's literally no way to predict how Europeans feel about music. They're a fucking, again, sorry to our European listeners, you all are fucking weird. You're so weird. What is with your music taste?
Compared to us, they're pretty normal because they're not the ones who are listening to Boom Boom Pow and repeat for 3 hours. So I kind of get it.
This is the
That's
formula.
True. This is
the
true.
Formula.
Which I don't think we've mentioned yet. We have not mentioned yet. Ben was there this year. You were at Eurovision this year in Liverpool watching these performances.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was. Yeah. So this was actually my first time attending the contest in person. But yeah. So I was. So each of the shows that air. So each of the semifinals and the final, they do essentially 3 dress rehearsals before. So I had tickets to the evening, like what was the jury final for the semifinals, and then I also just through the podcast had press access, so I ended up watching the grand final in the press center.
Nice.
With like all of the other like journalists and associated hangers on. Yeah, which was wild. Just seeing which ones got like an entire room full of like Eurovision obsessed people out of their seats.
Mm-hmm. You got a very good selfie with one of the artists that we will discuss coming up.
Yes.
Oh no.
I hope it's the one I think it is.
Well, anyway, so do we have any other things that we want to discuss about this song, or should we continue?
Let's continue. Let's keep it going.
All right. So last year, I didn't include the winning song in the playlist because, everybody just like collectively had a liberal moment and voted for Ukraine just because of the whole, Russia situation. And
of course.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have to discuss that at length on the podcast. But this year I decided, you know what, we should talk about the winner, regardless of how I may feel about it. So yeah, spoiler alert, this next song is the one that won the contest. But yeah, this is Sweden's entry, Loreen, with the song Tattoo.
I will say there was some controversy this year with this song, if I remember correctly, because everyone was like this song won. Like, no, there's another country that should have won instead.
We will discuss that.
So we open on Loreen in a sort of nude-colored outfit in what people have described as a panini press on stage. Just
it is
enjoy wordplay, a Loreen press.
Of course. But yeah, so she's sort of sandwiched between 2 large TV panels, one barely like a foot above her that will, slowly rise over the course of the song. But yes, so for those unaware of Loreen's history at Eurovision, she first competed in 2012, and won the contest that year as well with her song Euphoria, which in the years since was voted over and over like the greatest song in Eurovision history. So when I saw that she was coming back this year, I don't know, I felt a little bit deflated, we basically already know at this point who's gonna win. What's even the point anymore? But I still held out hope because there was another audience favorite that could definitely challenge her for it. But yeah, in the end, the crowd favorite was not to be, and the jury vote ended up taking it. Yeah, the professional
why does
juries.
This melody sound so familiar?
I mean, with the professional juries, I thought that there was going to be a much closer race on that side with a few other things, and it just never materialized.
Yeah, I think every country gave points to Sweden, and people didn't give many points to Finland, which was the audience favorite. But then the audience televote came in, which went overwhelmingly to Finland, and because they reveal the points in ascending order up the scoreboard, there was a moment of suspense where we didn't know if Sweden had gotten enough points to overcome Finland's televote.
Now that we've got the history out of the way, the song is so overwrought. It's so overwrought. It's so clingy. It's
very like Swedish pop by numbers. It is. But
I mean,
like the performance
boring.
is very oversung to me.
Yeah,
I'm shocked though what you told me or what you mentioned, Jenna, about how this like Euphoria is considered like one of the greatest of all time. Because I would have thought that would have gone to Conchita Wurst.
Oh no,
I mean that is another perennial favorite.
Yeah.
I love Conchita.
Which do you guys want some? Well, it's not really gossip. Do you want to know about like how they load the panini press in?
Oh yes. Give us the first hand details.
Okay, so Sweden had to downsize their panini press because the one they had at Melfest was too heavy for the arena ceiling. So what it means, like whatever the lighter version is, like I had to watch the reason that like whenever the song is performed, they cut to a thing in the green room is because they have to assemble the top part of the panini press, raise it into the air, and then like wheel Loreen out on the bottom part.
My God.
Yeah.
It's
a
lot of effort.
Yes, watching what the stage crew does in the 90 seconds between one song finishing and the next song starting is wild.
That sounds like Super Bowl halftime show level.
Yes. And
assembly.
they have to do it for 26 songs in a row.
Jesus Christ. Again, the true heroes.
Yeah, seriously, the true heroes is like
the crew.
That is why they do so many dress rehearsals, is they have to get the timing right.
Of course. I will say with this, with the costuming and the sand motif, because of course we the panini press is like it's like sand on the bottom and then like a TV panel of like sand. It's in the costume. It's giving Dune. It's giving Muad'Dib.
I actually was thinking this is Muad'Dib time.
It's Muad'Dib time. Again, it feels like the Ginny again. It feels like fucking what's her name? Loreen is the Ginny Bazaret, of Eurovision.
The Ginny Bazaret. It's Bene Gesserit.
Ginny Bazaret.
Ginny Bazaret win.
Look, it's been 2 years since I've seen Dune in theaters. I'm gonna rewatch
the book right now. It's so good.
I'm going to rewatch Dune before I see Dune Part 2 later in theaters this year.
Apparently, Muad'Dib is like jumping, like a desert jumping mouse. He's like, when they ask Paul like what they want his name to be, he's like, what do you call those little jumping mice things? And they're like, Muad'Dib, and he's like, yeah, I want that. It's
Jesus.
like, oh, you're 50.
My God.
This literal child.
Incredible. Anyways, I think the song placed at 17th in the competition. This place is 17th, and I don't care what anyone says.
So knowing how things went, I think next to last. Really, like they wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, people decided, we're over the whole, Sweden, being one of the most successful countries in the history of Eurovision thing. It's time to give some other country a shot. No, this was the winner. We can dwell on it, or we can celebrate all the other songs that still made it to this massive worldwide stage.
Or I can be a hater.
Well, and like also like now, if nothing else, Ireland can no longer brag about having won Eurovision the most times because Sweden is now tied with them, and Ireland hasn't sent a good entry for like a decade.
Well, I know a great band that Ireland can send to Eurovision next year. A little band by the name of Gilla Band. I think they should send them to Eurovision next year.
For a second there, I was really wondering whether you were going to say Fontaine's DC.
Oh God! But they would fare better. They would fare better than Gilla Band, obviously. But it would be very funny if they sent Gilla Band, being like, "Fuck it, Hail Mary, send these noisy Irish lads to the fucking Eurovision contest."
Anxiety attack on stage.
Yeah, by the way, Gilla Band, great concert this year. One of my favorite shows I've seen this year.
Public Image Limited was part of Ireland's selection process this year.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they were.
They entered, right? Yeah, because they tried to enter this year. Oh my God!
And people got so mad online about it.
John Lydon himself was like publicly saying, "Oh yeah, like I don't even really care about this. I'm just in it for the public exposure. I think Eurovision is crap or something." It was something along those lines. But yeah, he clearly did not have all that much enthusiasm for the process, and not surprisingly, they did not get selected as Ireland's entry.
I watched the Irish process this year, and it was just deeply chaotic because they hosted on they've hosted the last couple years on one of their late night shows, and like there was literally a part where I think they gave someone in the audience like a treasure chest full of peanut butter.
What?
Now, some of you may be familiar with our next act with the song close to.
I just want to see what their the public image limited entry was really quick before we move to our next song.
Many Irish would view me as a complete paddy. Many others would view me as an alien
Johnny
creature.
freaking Rotten.
I have a
Johnny freaking
reputation
Rotten.
as a musician and an insane punk. I'm
Johnny
gonna
Rotten
have to
right here,
blend
Will I
those two
Am.
Sure.
things around a love song to my wife who's suffering from Alzheimer's. The first time I met Nora, everyone told her not to talk to me because I was completely horrible. And we both ended up laughing and loving each other and really never looked back. There'll be no replacement for her. There can't be. A few years in the making is Hawaii. We had a wonderful holiday there once, me and Nora. And here it is.
That looks nothing like Hawaii that he's walking in front of.
Yeah.
Listen, they had a limited budget.
Yeah. They are Ireland.
Day for night, England for Hawaii, you know.
Oh.
This is so bad!
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Also,
God.
I will just call out that like the only place with worse sound than SNL's studio at 8H is apparently wherever they filmed the Late Late Show in Ireland.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
delivery of Aloha is so tortured.
Hawaii!
Oh, Jesus, dude.
God.
No!
Help us all. Oh.
I cannot bear to listen to this any longer.
Yeah, like
I've
please,
had
please
enough.
stop.
I've had enough. Okay.
I listened to this
All
once during this, and that was enough.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Jenna, what is our next song?
Okay, next, representing Romania, we have Theodor Andrei with his song D.G.T, parentheses, off and on.
I forgot this song.
D.G.T,
I'll be honest.
isn't that folk punk band?
Oh, I just got the joke. Yeah.
Oh, fucking guy. I hate. Oh,
so
Why
I
does he
hate
have a
this.
guitar on his dick? I didn't notice the last time.
Oh my god.
I have guitar penis.
This
So
is just
the-
heinous set design.
Yeah, the screen on the floor is showing, I think it's a bunch of women, you know, in like white bodysuits with guitars placed in suggestive positions.
Oh, I thought that was him. For a minute. Just laying on, like, it was zoomed
I
out.
will say though, got a really good femboy look going on. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, Rose. I think we found your European counterpart.
That
here.
looks nothing like me.
I think you could rock that jumpsuit though.
Well, yeah, I
I
can
don't
rock
think it's a
any
jumpsuit. I think it's just a regular suit. I mean, it's still light. Like, I like the color.
Yeah, I like the colors.
It's giving. The song is giving like Måneskin Unplugged. This sucks. This fucking
Spoiler
sucks.
alert, it won't be unplugged for much longer.
Oh.
This is why I thought it was them on the ground. Oh, the shorts.
They've got
I hate
they've
the
got
green
a video of him on the big screen in the background, you know, in front of like a cascading river of lava, and the expression on his face in the background just looks so sad.
He's so sad. He's so sad about having to be a lava femboy.
It's so uncanny. It feels like It feels like something on like Tim and Eric or something. I don't like it.
the two
the shorts.
I didn't realize it was shorts.
Yeah,
oh my
the
God.
reveal
The aesthetic of this is very Tim and Eric / just graphic design is my passion.
Ugh.
Oh my god. What on earth? Who are these people? Why are they dancing?
Now we have a woman who's wearing Ebenezer Snooze's nightgown.
And she's doing little dances.
Popping the shirt off. Popping the shirt off. See, now he's just dressed like Pharrell. Now he's just dressed like Pharrell.
Well, it might seem crazy what he's about to say, okay?
But yeah, this guy is just like he is so
No. That's like
I
just want to know who had the decision to have the dancer just book it from the back of the stage.
Yeah, so
in a way that you're briefly
at home,
concerned that there is a stage invader.
Yeah, so a woman right before the end of the song dashed out from backstage and like smeared black paint ? Over his bare chest.
Jesus.
I have no idea what that's supposed to represent, other than just like he's horny.
Yeah.
I think you guessed it right. I think it's literally just he's horny. That's it.
I'm just
basically
concerned.
just the gist of the lyrics.
Why did they bring out a femboy? I just don't understand that.
This is not a femboy, Rose. I don't know what you were talking about.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Long hair does not equal femboy.
It's not the long hair. It's the everything
it's
about
the long
face.
hair. It's the makeup.
It's
a little femboy. We got to be real here.
Yeah,
it's a little femboy.
I will agree to disagree on that front, but okay.
Okay.
So
how do we feel this did, everybody?
I'm gonna say I just have this feeling 10th.
Surprised it actually won.
I'll get in Rose's ballpark. I'll go 8th.
So in the second semifinal, this finished in a tie for last with 0 points.
Finally.
So I technically was one.
Oh, win
Thank
is a
God.
win.
A win is a win. Thank God. Because again, here's the thing. It's so hard to predict the European states, as we've already mentioned. It's just like, okay, this is like really bad. Okay, so Europeans gotta be like, it sounds like Måneskin. It's Europe.
It does not sound like Måneskin. You're just gonna say
he's got the voice. He's doing the voice.
You are the Boss Baby vibes guy right now. I'm just letting you know. You are doing the Boss Baby vibes, but for Eurovision.
Wait,
I mean, I kind of have to. It's not my ballpark, Rose.
Matty, I have
it's
a question
not mine
for
either,
you.
but I'm not the one going around calling everything Måneskin.
I have a question for you, Matty.
Yes.
You said that this song was evil. Is it more or less evil than the San Marino song from last year? Where he's riding
the
bull.
what song from last year?
The one
The
where
San
he's
Marino
riding the
song-
bull.
Yeah, the one that was like, you know, half Italian, half random English phrases having to do with sex and sexiness.
Yeah.
The actual
just
Måneskin
Achille
ripoffs.
Lauro just reading off the contents of the walls at a Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh yeah, no, this one. Yeah, I think that one. Yeah, the one last year's. They're both very evil, but the one from last year is a little more evil. This is pretty evil though. It's pretty evil.
Yeah, like based on the song alone, like I was unsure how this would do at the live contest, and then, you know, like with Malta's performance, I saw how it was staged, and I was like, oh, this is going to do very, very poorly. Yeah, it just...
I knew that it did not have legs going into the contest, and so when I saw this one live, I was on the floor of the arena, so I could not see the floor graphics, and the second I saw the floor graphics when watching on television, I was like, oh no, there's more. This is not helping.
My God.
This is worse somehow, and it was already at the bottom of my list.
Jesus. Yeah, this is probably the worst one. I think this is the worst one tonight. Catch me at the end of the episode, but from my memory, this is the one that I like the least. So I'm glad that Eurovision voters agreed, because this was bad. It was so bad. Our next one. What is our next one, Jenna?
Okay, next. Going from the bottom of the heap to the top, in my opinion, we have Finland's entry.
The people's princess.
The people's princess. We have Käärijä with his song Cha Cha Cha.
This song makes me want to smash through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man. I love it so much.
It actually, I was like net on it before when it came out, or like when it was announced, and then I like listened to it again. I'm like, oh, you know, actually, it's kind of bangs.
Why is he the Incredible Hulk?
So he is currently inside of a giant crate, and he is, breaking the boards to escape and sing menacingly out at the audience.
Mm-hmm. The monster's coming out.
Why does he look like Dark Oliver Tree? So this was the people's choice. Like, this is the one that everyone wanted to win, right?
This is the people's choice.
Yep. Those thighs, though,
This
are
is
doing so much
insane.
work.
The tongue
This is
thing.
insane.
Oh yeah, just the tongue thing on the back screen is just chef's kiss. Just whoever did that, great work.
Oh,
Also,
Jesus.
his giant Rammstein chest tattoo is the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I told my mom about this performance, actually, and I was like, I would say he's wearing a shirt. It's more like a collar with sleeves.
It's a bolero.
Yeah, just like giant neon green puffy sleeves, spiked collar, no other shirt.
He's wearing the same attire. There's this wrestling tag team right now in WWE called Pretty Deadly. They wear the same kind of like shirts where it's like it's just sleeves and neck and just like the rest. Let me see if I can find them.
But look at how much the crowd is like absolutely losing their shit though to the song.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
It's fun.
Yeah,
They're like dancing. They're jamming.
I do like how deranged
hold
the
on.
backup dancers.
The beat switch. The first time that I listened to this song, my note that I wrote down about the second half is, this sounds like a song that a very online trans woman would put on her list of top 10 underappreciated visual novel themes of the 2000s.
The human centipede.
Yeah, the dancers were forming a quasi-human centipede there with Käärijä bringing up the rear.
Mm-hmm. And they keep doing this weird little, like, arm dance thing that really, like, shows off those puffy sleeves.
He is clearly having the time of his life.
Yeah, I gotta say,
I love this dance!
I love this little gremlin so much.
I did not like this. On the listen, I didn't like this, but the performance is winning me over.
Yeah,
it's so over the top.
This is what I want from Eurovision.
Oh yeah, no,
This is what I want.
During selection season, I had not really had a song where I'd gone, yes, that is my winner. And then Finland's Process UMK happened, and I saw this for the first time. I was just like, yes, finally some good fucking food.
So, I saw a social media post. I don't remember which one I saw it on. It could be TikTok, Twitter, Tumblr. I'm not sure. But anyway, someone heard this song and said that that's going to be the most memorable song of Eurovision, not the actual winner. And they compared it to none other than Berka Serduchka. And they
I was just about to say, like, Verka.
Yeah, he didn't win, but what do we all remember? Berka.
He has definitely become Tumblr's Eurovision Blorbo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the previously mentioned entrant that Ben got an awesome selfie with.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I hoped it would be. But
which, just for some additional context, I think like Finland knew that like there was groundswell behind their entry. They had a sauna truck steps away from the arena most of Eurovision week. It was delightful. Amazing.
But also, like, I kind of also lost my shit when I saw Berka Serduchka do like the grand finale opening number, because I was very excited he was there because I love him. And my partner was watching it with me, and they looked at it and went, "Is that European Elton John?" And I went, No. And
also, wait, Elton John is European. Britain is part of Europe.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But when Elton John was born, it was. So, we'll count.
That doesn't count.
We'll grandfather him in.
He's grandfather.
Applies retroactively.
Yeah, I didn't think of that immediately at that point. I was in the middle of kind of an ADHD cleaning panic. But
understandable.
I will point that out to them when we get done with this recording because they're in my living room. I also did pause the contest to show them Give That Wolf a Banana, and that's the one that they said was their favorite of the whole thing. I'm like, it wasn't even this year, and he's like, I don't care. That was the best.
But just televote-wise, this got the second highest televote score ever.
And by the way,
really
like,
only behind Ukraine's from last year.
I'm also looking at the results on the official Eurovision Twitter with all the points, and the discrepancy the point spread is enormous. Like, Sweden had 583 total points, Finland had 526, and number 3 had 362.
Oh yeah, it was
That's
very much a 2-horse race this year.
And to extra put it in context, last place had 18 points.
Oh, God.
Last place is on this list.
Yes, last place is on this list. Some more miscellaneous thoughts about this song. The official English translation of the lyrics is, in my opinion, god awful. They attempted to, translate the Finnish lyrics as literally word for word as possible, while still maintaining the meter and rhyme scheme of the original, which just leads to some really, really tortured lyrics. Hold on, let me find the official translation.
Hang on, Matty, are you on r/James Blake is Dreamy?
No, I was on Indieheads, but again, I did start that James Blake is Dreamy subreddit years ago as a joke, and it's still on my mod list because I found it as a joke.
So this is the official translation of the first verse. Okay. This exhausting week and the many long days are behind. There's only bar and pina colada on my mind. There is some time for a few. The night is still youngish. This icy shell is something I have to demolish. That is just like a first grader trying to write poetry with just using a rhyming dictionary and thinking of the first word that they can come up with that rhymes with whatever they ended the last line with. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a lot to be said about, translation as an art form, but I think I would not be giving this translator 12 points.
Yeah, just points for trying to make it rhyme, but also that was not part of the assignment, so no.
Yeah.
Well then.
Let's. Okay. So moving on. Australia's entry. We have the band Voyager with their song Promise.
I fucking hate this song. I hate it.
So yeah, much like I originally started as just a fan of the Indieheads podcast, and then I annoyed you guys enough until you let me on. That was basically what Australia did with the Eurovision Song Contest. They just really appreciated it, and then eventually the EBU was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, the EBU invited them in 2015, and then now, much like they are the vampire of the contest, is that they are allowed to enter, but only if invited in.
Yes, and they're however long that original contract was, it has just expired this year, so there is a question for the first time now of whether they will return next year.
After hearing this, they shouldn't. They really shouldn't.
Aren't they technically in there because they're part of the British Commonwealth? I feel like that's the loophole they used.
No. They are whatever minimum level of being in the European Broadcasting Union is needed to be able to do Eurovision.
Yeah, no, they really should not have their contract renewed. This is bad.
So, second song that we've discussed tonight, where the singer is singing from a model car on stage.
Matty, are you gonna compare it to Manskin?
He's got.
No, this one's not. No, it's not. It's too the visuals and the synthesizers. It's trying to be synthwave bullshit.
Dollar Store Imagine Dragons energy,
which is crazy because there's so many cock rock bands in Australia, or woke cock rock bands, I should say, lad rock in Australia. I know because I work at my job. We work with a lot of Australian artists, so it's a lot of nothing that sounds like this. It's a lot of kind of lad indie punk rock stuff.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been trying to represent Australia at Eurovision since Australia joined the contest, but this is the first year that they have won the national selection.
Oh, they were selected internally. There was no
Oh,
there was no national selection.
Apologies.
That's the only way. Again, if you actually put it to a vote, these guys would not win at all.
Oh no, they came second in when Australia did the selection last year. So like they have been at they have been on the list.
Look, I don't trust Australia in general. We kind of mentioned in the pre-recording. Jesus Christ, terrible.
Oh, the guitar! Close up on the guitar.
It's like I can't.
Didn't they win at one point too?
It's what if Tool was really, really dumb and Australian? It's kind of what this is giving a little bit to me. But also, again, I don't listen to metal music. I don't listen to shit like this because I would think I have good taste in music to not like music like this.
Didn't Australia win it one year?
They came second one year.
Okay,
but
they were awfully close.
Yeah, they have finished in the top 10 more than half the time.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, Rose and Matty, how well do we think this one did?
So like way back, I don't know, like 28th or something. Just
again, the Europeans. It's so hard to predict them. I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go 10.
Marty, you are one place off. They finished 9th.
God.
Okay, I was very close. I was close enough, I would say. I feel like we gotta judge on a different scale here. Like the fact that I was only one off, that's pretty goddamn good.
But the interesting thing is they finished in 6th place in the jury vote, but only 20th place in the public vote.
No one likes the Australians. Or actually, Australia wasn't even awake to vote for their own country.
I mean, you can't vote for yourself.
They did get 12 points from one country, I think. Was it Estonia that gave them 12?
They got like I forget how the public vote shook out, but like they got like a couple 12 points from the juries, and like they were eating sandwiches at the time. It was very adorable. They were taken off.
Everybody loves
they were not expecting 12s, and all of a sudden the camera was in their face.
Yeah, I'm looking at the voting results breakdown, try and see. Yeah, okay. Australia received 12 points from the Icelandic and Portuguese juries. And no country gave them 12 points in the public vote though.
I see.
Okay.
Yes.
Any last thoughts or move on to what we have next?
Let's move on. That was not very good, but I don't think our next song. Okay, I know that I've jumped the gun a little bit on the Måneskin stuff, but I think this time that holds. I think that holds with this one. I hope it does.
Yeah.
What is our next one, Jenna?
So last year I described San Marino as, being one of Eurovision's biggest chaos agents. Like they were the country that sent Flo Rida for some fucking reason.
Oh yeah!
I mean, they sent Sunit, and Sunit was like, "Hello, my friend Flo Rida is also coming." And we were like, "Wait, what?"
So last year they sent my least favorite entry, and this year they have done it again. They sent the band Piqued Jacks with their song "Like an Animal."
Oh, I remember this performance now. It's very evil looking. It's very, very frightening. I don't like it.
Yeah, like
he looks like evil Shawn Mendes.
I think
if their entry last year was like knockoff Italian Machine Gun Kelly, this band is like knockoff Italian Maroon 5 in a lot of ways.
I think I also called it Italy Sloppy Seconds.
I mean, well, yeah, San Marino is entirely surrounded by Italy. They don't
I
technically have a
know.
televote because their phone system is Italian.
And a lot of the time, the artists that get selected for San Marino are artists that tried to get selected for Italy and did not succeed, so they just turn to the little cousin instead.
That's
I mean,
Mohamed.
San
You're in
Marino
the
has
door.
a fairly open process. So like, if y'all want to throw something together, you essentially just take a number at the San Marinese DMV, and like they will review your entry.
Sure, let's do it. Let's go win for San Marino next year. Why not?
I
This
do
dude's
love that
smile
they're
I don't
so
like
creepy.
it.
I
No,
do
don't
love
like
that
it.
their full
Don't
name
trust
is
this
like
guy.
the most
He
serene
looks like
Republic of San Marino, and they are the deepest chaos agent at Eurovision.
He looks like the dude from Lucifer.
Bit of a tangent, but one year, San Marino sent a song that was called. Hold on, let me find what it was originally called, and then what they had to change it to.
I mean, I can do this from memory if you like.
Oh, please.
Yeah, are you talking about Valentina Monetta's The Facebook
Oh,
song,
yes.
which had to be renamed The Social Network song because you can't list any brands in your Eurovision entries?
Yeah.
Valentina Monetta,
Yeah,
who has represented San Marino 4 times, and honestly, let her represent y'all a 5th.
Yeah, the original title, Facebook parentheses, a satirical song, later retitled to The Social Network Song, parentheses, They changed the uhs and ohs between the two different titles. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I mean, the scansion was off.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
every time I listen to the Social Network song, I'm like, oh, this is a little episode of Black Mirror, and it becomes true every day, and I hate it.
Yeah.
We love you!
We don't love you.
We don't love you back.
Fun fact, as an American,
that's...
Piqued Jacks is the easiest band to see play live this year because they will be at Milwaukee's Summerfest.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
also,
yeah.
Completely random fun fact that I learned thanks to my friend Ada. The band name Piqued Jacks is the longest band name from this year's Eurovision that can be spelled without repeating any letters.
Ah, all right.
I love a nice fun fact like that.
There we go. And like an animal, just like animals. I'm gonna prediction. I want to predict again.
6th.
I feel like okay. You know what? Fuck it. 17th again. We're just gonna go 17th until I get it right.
Well, you are closer than Rose this time. So remember how I said that in the second semifinal, Romania finished in a tie for dead last place? This was what they tied with.
Let's fucking go. I'm so happy to be wrong. Oh my god. Again, you never know with Europeans. You never know. That's awesome. Good job, Europe. A broken clock is twice right a day, and they were right about this in Theodor and Andrei.
Yeah. Also, one last random tidbit. This song was not on streaming for like at least a month after it was announced as San Marino's representative. Like I was checking back on a regular basis, like trying to add it to the playlist that I was compiling, and I would still search Piqued Jacks, and I would still see their latest song is from last year. Not sure what song Like an Animal you're talking about.
It's just
again,
not a
they're
real
singing
song.
Maroon 5 Animals. That's what they again. I do wonder again. I feel like we touched on this on the last episode a little bit, but again, I would really love an American Eurovision with all the states. Like
they did that.
I would love.
They broadcast
we did that
that.
last
I think I
spring.
told you
Oh yeah,
that.
they did. Shit.
I told you that.
I am pretty confident I was the only person who watched the series the entire way through.
Oh my god.
I didn't watch it.
My
I just looked
podcast
to see who
co-host
they
and
were.
I we're doing that as a Patreon special, and you can listen to our mental health decline over 8 weeks.
I mean, I just can't imagine that would be very fun. Like, there's a lot of states I'm just like, yeah, they've probably not got the gas to do that.
Well, they also didn't stage it like this. It wasn't voting based. It was wasn't it basically like American Idol, but not?
I did not pay enough attention to notice that.
I mean, yeah, if you want to hear like 3 people yelling about that, I can refer you to an episode of our show, because at the end of it, we just had a lot of yelling to do. It was not good, and NBC canceled it, and they're trying. Yeah, and here we are today.
Here we are.
Yes.
Well, they might bring it back because of the writer's strike, so
that is
content
true.
somehow.
No one tell Christer Bjorkman. He will try to make that happen.
I hope he's not a listener on the podcast.
Oh, God. Well then, Jenna, what is our next song?
All right, next up, representing Germany, we have the band Lord of the Lost with their song Blood and Glitter.
I don't like a German invoking blood in their song name. I don't like that at all. It's too close. It's too close to a really bad thing. Rose, it's too again, Blood and Glitter. It's too close to like blood and. It's too close.
You're the one who's going with that direction.
Just look at this man's costume.
Why is he going for dollar store Arca?
Dollar store.
The Kiki advent calendar would have been vastly improved with the addition of this guy.
Oh my god!
It's like a Mad Max band.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say this is some real like all these guys are extras on Fury Road.
Oh my god.
I remember watching the semifinals, and they did, because Germany automatically goes to the finals because of the Big Five thing. They just kind of interviewed him real quick, and apparently he collects Disney mugs.
Oh yeah. When he's not like in the full band regalia, he's just like a normal German dad, and it's the most heartwarming thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, that moment that you're talking about at the semifinals where they were just, like, interviewing him, you know, in the performers section of the audience. The presenter, like, asked him, you know, clearly, you know, reading from a cue card, "So I hear you have an unusual obsession." And he just, like, stares for a second like, "Why? I haven't heard about this." And then he finally realizes after being prompted, "Oh yes, my Disney collection."
And then like she also like shoved him like a 20 and said, "Here, go buy yourself a mug. Go find a Disney mug here as a souvenir while you're here."
Why is he doing like the Migos triplet flow for a second there?
Oh, what? I didn't even notice that this outfit only has one pant leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shave the legs and everything,
a
too.
very noticeable
smooth.
Bulge.
Yes, the bulge.
Yeah.
Again, I'm glad you mentioned it. I did not want to.
Yeah,
be
someone
the one.
needed to tuck him a little better.
This was not the most unfortunate crotchal situation at this year's Eurovision, though. Ireland's entry. The singer just had a really unfortunate situation going on with his sparkly golden jumpsuit.
Yeah.
With Phil Wang in it?
Did he have his
not quite that level, but
do we have a cock out moment at all at Eurovision like I had earlier this evening?
No,
when
just looked a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean this guy he does again the drummer knows like the drummer, he's, you know, full glue glitter, very comfortable, he's looking very comfy in his setup, just like, hey, I'm here to do this fucking job. Like, I'm way in the back. I'm not the star of the show. Oh God, I don't like the metal Eurovision songs. I just don't like them. I can't rock with it. You know, like I grew up in a time where glam metal was just like the thing, just the butt of so many jokes, and it's hard to rub that off, which is funny because one of the current bits we have going on in our Discord server is Gavin and Grant and everybody else being really obsessed with Kiss right now.
And
is that a bit or is that just genuine? Because like I feel like that's been going on for literally years.
It's popped up again with Gavin and Grant and you never know. They're in a vortex of irony and unironic love.
I don't remember who
Kiss.
got a hold of it first, but I also really appreciate that they did end up getting a hold of the will.i.am Formula One song, because now that means that Lily and I can do a Formula One episode. And I'm so
Oh my
excited.
god. Jesus.
Because apparently will.i.am is cooking a whole lot of Formula One shit.
My god.
That
Well
doesn't
then.
surprise me.
It's bizarre. Also, a side note, did anyone else notice that they finished the Germany song and then cut to a crowd of Israeli fans waving the Israeli flag?
Yes, I did notice. I
don't know
notice.
what to make of that, but it was definitely
Just
an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah, just let your brain stew on that for a second.
I'm also trying to remember if Israel was next in the running order, so just like as a transitional thing.
Yeah,
Maybe?
I ordered this playlist based off of the running order of the final. For the acts that didn't qualify for the final, I just, put them in wherever I felt was appropriate. But, I mean, next up on this playlist is Israel. But before we get to that, so knowing that Germany automatically qualifies for the grand final, so the worst they could do is 26th place. How well do we think this song did?
I'm gonna go 6. Actually, well, hang on. I'm gonna go 5th.
Rose, are you there? Are you awake?
27th.
Well, despite the fact that a 27th place finish is lower than they could technically achieve, Rose, you are still 1 place off. They finished in 26th place out of 26 in the final.
Again, I don't get it.
The thing is, right?
Like, taste at all.
Because Germany is like a big 5 country, they automatically qualify for the final regardless of whether or not the song is actually good.
That's fair.
That at least partially explains why they have finished in the bottom 2 at 7 of the past 8 contests.
Jesus, they're not.
But also, like, this is the best entry they've sent in years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was genuinely hoping this might be the year that...
Honestly, I thought this deserved better than it did. There were worse songs in the final.
Oh, absolutely.
This felt weirdly authentic for Germany. Like this, I'm saying this is somebody who watched the German national final this year and was like, yeah, no, that's the one. That's like, it's not to my taste, but this feels like a good song for them.
Yeah.
And again, like every time we learned a little bit more about the lead singer of Lord of the Lost, I was like, oh, he's just like a normal German dad whose day job is just like being in a metal band. And that's fun.
Yeah, I like that. I respect that. Hell yeah.
Also, when I was at the rehearsal for the grand final, he was not in like the outfit. He was in like a t-shirt and some comfy leggings, which good for him.
Yeah. Good for him.
I would too.
You might as well, because again, that outfit did not look very comfortable. So might as well use use as much comfort time as you can before you get into that monstrosity of an outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, let's move on to
our penultimate song on the playlist tonight is Israel's entry. We have Noah Kirel with her song Unicorn.
I also hate this song. I'm just gonna get out of the way real quick.
Yeah, I did not like this one. I did not know any of the countries going in, so did not care for this one all that much. But we'll hear it again and see if I have any new thoughts.
When this song was announced as Israel's pick, Jenna sent me a Discord message and was like, they're appealing to the horse girl demographic. And then I was okay, where are more horse girls? And then I was disappointed because
in the music video there is a shot where her like head and torso are like digitally superimposed onto like a centaur body, and it is incredibly creepy and disconcerting.
Oh no.
I'm trying to figure out what song. There's a fucking song that this reminds me of. Like it's a ripoff of like some like American or British pop song. I literally just heard it too.
I mean, it reminds you of every pop song ever because it's just like
because it's like 3 of them stapled together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Much like Finland had that beat switch up in the middle of the song that launched it into the stratosphere. This one has a very questionable change up towards the end that just like completely torpedoes it into the dirt.
Also, I hate the way that she pronounces phenomenal in this little part.
No, it's feminine.
No, she is. That's the joke.
I think she's trying to make it.
That's the joke, but like
she's phenomenal and femininal.
Oh, I get it now.
But like whenever I hear it, I just hear feminine Al, and my brain immediately just horks up like a yassified Weird Al Yankovic.
Now it's saying.
This is brutal.
Good.
It's not the worst one, but it's
please get
top,
me out
top
of
3
here.
worst.
Like I'm really not having a good time.
She's yelling to the audience,
quietly...
you want to see me dance? And the answer, no. We do not want to see you dance,
quietly trying to not be heard by anybody else in the press room during the grand final. No. I would prefer you didn't. Well, I guess we're going to do it anyway, so why not?
Yeah, so the song has just kind of crashed into a brick wall instrumentation-wise, and she just, did...
And she just kind of popped up like
a strange dance routine on the floor for a bit there.
I think I figured out what song it. Well, I figured out the artist that this reminds me of. It reminds me of when Sia was in the very early sellout mode of doing all those like David Guetta and Flo Rida, like all those fucking songs, like pre-Chandelier. That's what this reminds me of.
Okay,
like that brief area of the brief era of Sia.
Just like generally kind of empowerment-y, but like with no actual teeth behind the message. Yeah,
exactly.
There's no horn.
No horn. But knowing Europeans, I this probably placed a lot higher than I would like. So I'm gonna go with, you know what? Again, fuck it. 17th place. Let's go towards the middle.
8th.
This finished in 3rd place.
Let's go! We're so good at this.
Yeah. This inexplicably, this was 2nd place in the jury vote and 5th place in the public vote.
I wanted to get like a little bit more. I wanted it to take more of Sweden's public votes so that Finland's televote could just reign supreme.
Yeah.
But alas,
the European public is a fickle thing. You know, you just cannot predict who it's going to take to and who it'll reject.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like the Die Together song from last year. That kind of same sort of big pop music ballady vibe, or like Spaceman, somewhere between Die Together, Spaceman, and then like
Spaceman.
It's pronounced Spachiman. Thank you.
I think Spaceman.
Part of the reason I chalk it up to doing so was like it was towards the end of the running order, and being in the second half of the final tends to do better. It is not necessarily because Tattoo was in the first half of the running order this year and it won, so it's not necessarily a super indicator of success in the contest, but like it had more of like a recency for people who were trying to remember all 26 things from the night.
I do like how the United Kingdom went from 2nd place last year to 2nd last this year.
This is what they deserve.
Yeah, that's what you get for your Nepo Baby song.
I didn't dislike the song. It just felt like more of a radio record than something that was going to be a good live performance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you have to kind of weigh both of those things when you're sending a Eurovision entry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because there was nepotism involved. You don't
I
just
don't even care about that. It's just bad.
It was kind of bad.
Anyways, let's move on to our final song of the evening. Jenna, what is the last song?
So we are finishing this playlist on a high note, in my opinion. We have Croatia's entry. Yes. This is the band Let 3 and their song Mama Shch.
Oh boy.
And
okay.
I should say that a large portion of this song is the visuals.
Yeah, it's very important.
Oh. Okay. So we have 5 people dressed up like dictators.
Yeah, just
like 10% feminized dictators.
Yeah. So they're.
What?
Yeah. So this song, the lyrics are about like, Mama bought a tractor, Mama loved a moron, Mama, I'm going to war. It is apparently about, like Putin and Lukashenko and similar warmongering dictators.
Okay, so
honestly,
this plays top 5 then probably, right? Which we'll get. You don't need to reveal it yet, but my prediction's top 5, just based on that.
14.
Like Ukraine won last year, the fever's still high.
14.
They're willing to give a pass to this shit. What the fuck is going on?
Also, keep in mind,
this?
This is a 5-piece band, and they're allowed to have 6 people on stage. So what do you think they'll do with that last 6th person? Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Gonna do?
I like the really bad, like, fake facial hair that, like, most everyone
I love it. I love this. It's so much fun.
The like distorted vocal sample that plays really fast after the first verse. It is apparently like the alphabet song sung in Croatian.
Oh God.
And here's the last guy.
Oh God. A man that looks like it's like if you unmask the Price Master has arrived with 2 rockets.
Yeah, he's just holding 2 gigantic phallic rockets, standing
red tips.
menacingly above the drummer.
Yeah, his red rocket.
100,000
Oh, they've also like opened up the
rockets.
jackets. I don't know who that guy is that's on the shirt. I think it's a political statement, but I don't know what it is. They're also
And by the way, all
underwear.
the band members have stripped into their tidy whities in white undershirts.
We will get into this in a bit,
Yes.
but this is nowhere near the most undressed that this band has gotten on live television.
Yeah, I'm about to say it seems like again they would be more naked if not for like television rules.
Let 3's Wikipedia page is basically, what if a band's entire Wikipedia page was the controversies section?
Oh, very cool.
Okay, all right. Let's
bring it on.
we gotta take a look.
The good kind of controversy.
The
in my
good kind,
opinion.
yeah, because these guys have been doing this brand of rock provocateurship longer than I have been alive.
Whoa! I see masturbating. That's not a good sign.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read from the history section of their Wikipedia page. Let 3 was formed in Rijeka in the late 1980s. The band soon gained a reputation for their unprecedented, controversial, and sometimes obscene performances, exemplifying the eclectic nature of Rijeka's music scene. The band's members have voiced support for liberal causes, such as women's and LGBT rights, and have taken a vocal stance against conservative politics and the Catholic Church. In 1997, the band released their 5th album, titled Nečuveno, translated as outrageous or unheard of. It was distributed as a CD, but it had nothing recorded on it. Nonetheless, 350 copies of the album were sold.
Baller.
Just 1 copy of their follow-up, Jedina, translated The Only One, was initially made. The band refused to sell or distribute it. The record company eventually released the album in slightly different versions. As a protest, the band staged a fake suicide by firing squad on Banja Luka Square in Zagreb.
Oh, that's awesome. So this band is like the Chumbawamba,
It's like, this is
of
not
their country.
first rodeo, or
Oh,
whatever
I
the
know what
Croatian
they're doing.
version of a rodeo is.
Oh my God.
In late 2000, the band unveiled a 4-meter-tall statue titled Babin Kurac, translated Grandma's Penis, depicting a woman with a horseshoe mustache and a 1-meter-long phallus. It was exhibited in various cities throughout Croatia.
Oh hell yeah. Oh my God.
In December
This rules.
2006, the band was sanctioned by police after performing naked at an open-air concert in Varaždin. The band's defense that they had not been naked because they had corks in their anuses did not convince the judge. The court found them guilty and fined each member the equivalent of 47 euros. On the 14th of December 2008, the live afternoon talk show Neděliom u dva was cut short by the host after two of the band members simulated the ejection of a cork from their rectums.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I had these guys on my list as like most likely to get to like be naked in the green room and have like a really panicked camera shot.
So basically these guys are like somewhere between like Chumbawamba, the KLF, and Jackass. Like they're in that triangle of like
I love that.
of like performance art stuff.
They would
like
never
rarity
earn $1
things,
million
and then
quid.
just like general, just like Jackass kind of things. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna put corks in our anuses because technically we're not naked because we are wearing something. Oh
and,
my
like,
god,
I cannot stress enough that this swept the Croatian national final.
that's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Good. I'm glad
Shouts
that
out
that's what Croatia
Croatia.
wanted.
It's like there were other good things, but just like everybody in that room was like, no, it's let 3.
Also,
yeah.
I know Matty and I placed our guesses like 5 minutes ago, but I'm so glad to be correct once again by being only like one spot off.
Yeah, because I was like top 5, but it placed in 13th.
Yeah, I
It
said
was-
14th.
It was second to last in the jury vote, but it was 7th place in the public televote. So that
Again.
that averages out to 13th place, which, you know, not bad. It's on the top half of the scoreboard in the finals.
Wait, whoa. No. Just,
Yeah, their first album was called Two Dogs Fucking.
and then 2016,
Angela Merkel shits.
beautiful.
Live
Beautiful.
Cock, Live Cunt by Dick to Faith.
Hell yeah, and they
Yeah.
won, and they once been
Who
called
love
the
those
Porn
awards?
Award, which I just read as Porn Award. They won the Porn Award for PP or Pippi. Hell yeah, this band's awesome. This band's awesome.
Eurovision Award. Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, there is. Yeah. So there used to be an award called the Barbara Dex Award, which was for the worst dressed person because Barbara Dex entered for Belgium in 1991, and apparently her dress is bad. And in recent years, they've been trying to rebrand it as to not just be the whose outfit was the worst. So they're doing it the Eurovision for like the most notable stage wear, and Käärijä swept that with his green bolero jacket.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this song was revealed pretty early on in the song reveal season, and this was the first song for me where I was like, oh yeah, it's Eurovision time, baby.
It is. Yeah.
I think you also sent it to me too, and I was like, it's Eurovision time.
I will. Yeah, I will say that the lesson of this episode for me, to not to wrap things up too early, but you know, those last songs, we're wrapping some things up. I will say, you gotta watch the performances because I feel like the songs themselves, Eurovision isn't just about the songs; it's very much about the performances themselves. Because again, you miss so much, just like the same as K-pop. Like you miss so much by just viewing the songs. Just by viewing the songs as songs, like you need the visual elements.
Yeah,
to
like
help.
if you've got a VPN, you know, you can pretend you're in Europe and watch all of the performances from the final on YouTube.
You don't even need to do
or
that.
if you
They're on Peacock.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
just
the
watch
whole thing's
Peacock.
Just
But
watch
hey,
Peacock.
But hey, if you want to watch the videos that we watched, join the Indieheads podcast Discord. We'll just post them in there after this
Yeah?
episode goes up.
That makes too much sense. How dare
Is that okay?
you?
Can we do that, Jenna?
I mean, like they're taking up a lot of space on my Google Drive currently, and I
I'll
don't
put them
want
on
to
mine.
have to. Okay.
I'll put them on mine. Rose, what does that say? I can't read that. You gotta read.
Yeah, hold it up again.
I'm not sure if it's showing backwards.
From
Well, I
the
just
desk
can't-
of the artist formerly known as Rose, I'm going to bed. Thank you, Rose.
Good night, Rose.
Well then, all right. Let's wrap it up. Jenna,
Yeah.
Ben, thank you so much for coming on. Again, you did the plugs at the beginning, Ben. Give those plugs one more time for where people could find you.
Yeah, if you'd like to hear two Americans attempting to make sense of the now 67-year history of the Eurovision Song Contest, every couple of weeks, now that it is no longer active Eurovision season, the EuroWhat podcast, EuroWhat.com. We are EuroWhat on Twitter, EuroWhat on most socials. So just EuroWhat.
Knowing that this is the 67th, now I really got to tune into the 2025 Eurovision. That's going to be
it's going to be a real nice year.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jenna, and where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at postpunklesbian. That's my main social media platform these days, despite the trash fire that Twitter is currently. I make crossword puzzles sometimes. You can find them in like indie crossword outlets occasionally.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's a very unusual plug, I guess. I'm just around online. Join the Indieheads Discord and you can talk to me there.
There we go. Let's see. So of course we took a week off due to personal reasons for myself. But we're coming back in a big way. We got 2 bonus episodes on the way, so we'll be taking the next week off. That's just how the schedule looks. Sorry, folks. We got 2 bonus episodes coming out. We Grant and Gavin have done a bonus video podcast. I don't know what it is. I think it's related to Kiss. I'm very scared because I've not watched or listened to it yet. But I think the episode we have next week on our bonus on the bonus feed. This is the most evil playlist I think that we've ever come up with. We're doing an episode on YouTuber music made by YouTubers. I posted. I set up the group chat today, and Gavin, Grant, and Barely March are all in a severe amount of pain. If you want to know who Jakey is, you're going to find out next week if you're subscribed to us on patreon.com/Indieheads podcast. $5 a month gets you a bonus episode every month. And not only that, you're getting 2. You're getting 1 at the end of May. You're getting 1 at the beginning of June. So, hey, if there's any time to join, now's a good time. So, yeah. All right. We will see you all next week then. And, bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Later.